Man, this is lifestyles of the poor and unfucking fortunate. But I tell you what, but bitch, we got views.
ChadArmesTV. We are here with my dog, T-Shon.
We're buying.
What's up, Bubba?
What's up, family?
Man, glad we finally getting to link up.
Yep.
This man right here, if you don't know who this man is, then you're going to get familiar. This is a pioneer in the scene out this way for sure, especially to me and artists like me. So we're just going to let you get to know T-Shon better. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff from childhood up to present day. And it's going to be fun, man.
It really started when I was about, I was at 87. I was writing rhymes, like in class. A buddy of mine, Marcus Covington, he rest in peace, Marcus. He looked over my shoulder. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Writing this rap." He was like, "Man, you can't rap." And I was like, he said, "Man, when it's to school, he said, let me see what you got." So I spit the rhyme that I was rapping or that I was writing.
Yeah.
And he was like, "All right." He was like, "Man, white boy can rap. All right."
Yeah.
And
when was this? Like what year? Like
oh,
time
God,
frame?
This was 6th grade. So,
Okay. Yeah.
I was held back a couple times. But anyway, my buddies, I figured we all found out everybody, they rapped or liked hip hop.
Yeah.
And we ended up, my homeboy right there.
What's up, dog?
Big, that's the Chad. That's the track bastard. But we would be at Hickory Hollow Mall and like battling everybody. So, and we was just at the time we were the Uptown Posse, and it was me, him, Chris Walton, Craig Hensley, Andy Crumpler. There was a bunch of us,
right?
But they all didn't rap. You know what I mean? Like someone was just in there. James Bennett. But anyway, we finally Chris got this DJ coffin, and which is 2 turntables and a mixer.
Yeah.
And got it for Christmas, and he was like, "Man, I think we can record." And so we all went over to Chris's house, and his dad, he was a musician as well, and he was just like, "What are y'all doing?" It was like, we were writing rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna be rappers.
Yeah.
He was like, slammed the door on us. Like, just slammed Chris's bedroom door. And, he laughed it off or whatever. And so we ended up, me and Andy Crumpler got an idea from my dad to do a war, or do a song about the war in Iraq, Desert Storm.
Okay, yes, it was 91, 92?
Yeah,
91? Yeah, hell yeah.
And so we did the song, and my dad goes behind my back, mails it to Channel 5.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that Monday, we go to school, and we hear over the loudspeaker, "Can Andy Crumpler, Craig Hensley, and Christopher Taylor please come to the office?" Me, I get up, I'm automatically like, how the fuck can I get out of here? Like, if they're calling us to the office, we're in trouble. Right. So I'm trying to run. I see Craig going down the stairs. He's like, "Where you going?" I was like, "Man, get the fuck out of here." And so anyway, we got put on TV for that. They did a little interview and shit, and that kind of got us some hood fame. And Chris's dad kind of seen that we was serious about it and let us record a little 4-song demo in his studio at Chris's house. Mm-hmm. So that was the first studio that I was in. Well, besides Mario Moore,
yeah.
Mo.
Mario Ford.
Yeah, Mario Ford.
Yeah.
Mo. And then the tape started going good. Again, we were hood famous.
Right.
And so after this, got in a little trouble at home, ended up getting caught twice with some guns, once by my parents, which, my dad was in law enforcement, so it was still kind of just as bad. And the second time was by the police. And being a juvenile, You know, the guy brought me home and was like, you know, we're fixing to take him downtown. So, yeah, they took me downtown, booked me in. I come back 2 weeks later, I'm out of the crib. So I'm bouncing couch to couch, still doing music now. We're still trying to record on a reel-to-reel and an SK1 keyboard, a Casio SK1.
That's dope.
And it was like it was one take Jake. Like you couldn't cut the track, you couldn't punch in, you couldn't do nothing.
Yeah. Like
the only punching in is like a window. You know what I'm saying? Like there was none of that music. And so we kind of was still, you know, messing around doing some stuff, and I was house hopping, you know, because I didn't really have anywhere to stay. And Scott Johnson, I know I got cotton mouth, man. I could spit a shirt, 100% cotton. Get it from T-Shon mouth. Got you. So, like, people were letting me crash on their couch. David Price, was a big part. Andy Crumpler, Shane Timmons. When I wasn't sleeping in my car.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of them was like, man, their parents was like, this kid ain't moving in. You know, they're not having that.
Yeah.
So, I shot out to California for a little while with my cousins. Ended up hanging out there, and about 8 months or so, then I got in trouble because I was talking to this Spanish gal, beautiful gal, and her family was not having her date a widow, a white boy. They wouldn't have it. They were like, hey, if you don't break up with this dude, like, we're gonna fuck him up and shit, yo. Yeah. And, you know, I mean, like, and it was like, hey man, like, you need to quit fucking with this girl. And so I'm thinking like, well, yeah, sex is good. Life is better. I mean, can't have sex, you ain't breathing. Right. You know, unless you're, you know, Weekend at Bernie's.
Shout out Weekend at Bernie's, dude.
Yes, sir. Bernie was the man. Got it when he was dead.
He did, dude.
Man, put necrophilia on the map.
It did, man.
Positive,
for sure.
Right. Positive way. So anyway, I ended up having to come back from Cali. End up getting into a big, huge scrap with Brian and his brothers. We all took on this group from Smyrna, and there was like 30 of these cats, and like I got left. I don't care what nobody, bro. They left. I'm scrapping them out. I'm getting beat in the face with ball bats, and you know, like fucked up. And, I mean, everybody was getting fucked up, really. You know, like hit this dude with a gun, knocked him out. Was proud of myself. Then got disappointed. Got brought off the ladder when I got sprung on. I got snuck too, but it was just. So then I was at the mall, Hickory Hollow Mall. Shout out Hickory Hollow days.
Oh, dude, definitely.
I grew up out here, man. That was definitely the spot.
Yeah, for sure.
I go out there and a buddy of mine, Big Kev, you know, Big Kevin Wright, shout out, rest in peace, man. But he seen me and he was like, oh man, like where the fuck you been? And I said, bro, I just got back from California, you know, just healing up from getting jumped. Yeah. He was like, man, where you staying? I was like, man, I'm living in my car. And he was like, no, hell no. You ain't gonna live in your car, you come to my crib. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And he's like, no, let's go. Yeah. So I ended up following him back, and we pulled up, and his mama Jeannie come out, and she was like, Chris, you ain't got nowhere to stay? She was like, no. She was like, you're getting in here. And they let me stay. They took me in, and basically saved my life, man, because I'd have probably gone on and done some crazy shit and got killed or jail or something, you know, but they took me in while I was there. Some friends of mine, Jamie Clavey, Travis Clavey, they had the party spot on Antioch Pike, right across the street from the football or the softball field. If you're from around there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So they had this huge house party, and so we go over there, and I walk in and man, 50, 60 people, like you could barely breathe. There were so many people in there. It was hot as fuck.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh damn, T-Shon, hey, this dude's rapping back here. You gotta come back here and battle this dude. And I was like, Lord of mercy, like, can't get no beer, you know, can't even go over and hit somebody's blunt, you know, before I freestyle somebody. So I go back in like by the kitchen, and there's this big old dude, and he's wearing these red rags like he's a blood. I mean, come on, bro, it's fucking Nashville, you know, like I don't see too many bloods back in them days,
right?
You know, so we started rapping, and I was joking on his clothes, but he was spitting some written shit. I was spitting my freestyle because it was always on, and that's where Jelly gets it from. But nah, Jelly had that since he was a little kid, man. Like,
yeah, for sure.
But anyway, it was Big Mike that I was battling against, and so we got out on the front porch, was smoking a blunt, or we were smoking a cigarette from our left hand. But anyway, he's like, man, dude, he's like, you're super cold, man. He's like, I know this dude that has a studio he records in, and it's like top notch everything, and he'll record us. I was like, I'm down. So he came, Mike came pick me up, I believe, and we drove out east, and this little skeleton, skinny white boy starts walking towards us, and I'm like, this can't be the guy. You know, he's got glasses on, you know, he's a nerd, little bitty, like, you know what I'm saying? You flicked him in the throat, dude, you break his spine. So, it's death.
Oh,
and
okay.
I shook his hand, and like, almost broke him. And he was like, man, he's like, yeah, dude, I got a studio. He said, let's go, you know, it's out Berry Hill. If y'all don't mind driving out there. I was like, fuck, that's the hood, bro. Like, my neighbor, I live right down the road. So let's go. Well, I won't have a long way to drive when I'm so fucking high or inebriated little, but I could drive.
Right.
But so we pull up in Berry Hill and walk in this studio, and I was in awe.
Yeah.
I was in awe. It was the best for that time.
No, for sure. Yeah.
ADAT tapes were out, so he had like 4 ADAT tapes. Had DAT tapes to play your shit, keyboards, big monster ass mixer board, sound room that you can only see on TV.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
And this was the group. Was this just you?
This was actually me and Mike and Kevin.
Okay.
At the time, and we hadn't even began to be a group.
You were just starting it, pretty much. Yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh damn, we got a place to record.
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
fuck? And so he took us in, and he was like, look, this is the deal. Y'all might have to sneak you guys in, you know. And we of course we spit some stuff for him, and he was like, I want to record you, but if I record you, you can't tell the people who own this place anything if you ever meet them. I was like, come on, man. Like, I ain't no rap. He was like, he said, they do country music here. It's called Courage Records. And he was like, it's owned by these 2 dudes, Larry and Sonny Paradise.
Okay, yeah.
I immediately started laughing. I said, bro, them ain't no real names. I was like, there ain't nobody really named Paradise. Come on, bro. I was like, so I had a thing with me and Deb where I would call him Mr. Fake Name. I was like, when you gonna let us meet Mr. Fake Name?
Yeah.
So we recorded these 2 songs. Actually, one of the songs was Boogie, and he basically gave it to us to use on a demo.
Yeah.
And we recorded this song called Dirt All By My Lonely, and then we recorded Boom Boom Boom, which is on the Rude Awakening album.
Okay.
And so Larry, Sonny listened to it, and Kev hits us up. He's like, dude, they want to meet y'all. And I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. I said, man, I'm like, but we don't sing country. He said, look, dude, it's like they're trying to do hip hop. It's good. I think they have been already talking to Pistol and Boogie.
Oh yeah, shout out to them, dude.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely, most definitely, man. Pistol, that was the man.
Oh, for sure.
Like, you know what I mean? And Boogie.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Boogie, his neighborhood wasn't many blocks from there. So, but anyway, they want to meet us. So we go down to Berry Hill. Me and Mike come in, and Larry comes walking in the door. This big old Italian dude, you know, he looks at me. He's like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
I was like, "We're supposed to meet the people who own this." He's like, "Well, I'm the owner." He's like, "Who are you?" Big Mike, you know, he's like, "I'm Big Mike." And so Kevin comes out of the sound room. He goes, "Those are the guys I let you listen to." And he goes, "You're white?"
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I mean, I'm kind of peach, you know?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hold on." So he walks in his office. He tells Kevin, he's like, "Kev, you and those guys come in here."
Yeah.
Like straight out of New Jersey, man.
Yeah.
And so I go in there, you know, we're like, he's like, "You sound like Ice Cube." I was like, "No, I don't, but thanks." You know, my head blowed up a little bit.
Yeah, because that time frame, Ice Cube was the man, bro. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And so he's like, "Okay, well," he's like, the life that you live, like, what kind of life do you live?" And I said, "I'm a street dude. I'm a product of the street." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh yeah." He's like Vanilla Ice. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it came out of his mouth. So I stood up, man, and I had a Ruger P89, P90. So I just lifted up my shirt, showed him my pistols, and he goes, "Well, why do you have those in here?" Like,
Just didn't understand.
made him
that.
a little, you know, kind of, like, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Bro, I'm like this all the time. You know, I'm not putting on a costume for you, brother. You know."
Yeah.
And so we hear the door shut. We seen walking in the token pretty white boy, Italian boy. You know, it was Sonny.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, shout out Sonny.
you know, yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Sonny. He like that dude, good fucking dude, good people.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lorenzo, his son, man. That's like my nephew. Love that kid to death, man. He's doing big things.
Hell yeah.
But so Sonny comes in, he looks at me, he goes, "Who are you?" I was like, "I'm T-Shon, man. Like, we're supposed to meet y'all for music." He looks at Mike, he was like, "Are you here for music?" Mike's like, "Yeah, I'm with him, you know, with a group that, you know, Dale let you listen to." He goes, "You guys are fucking white?"
So it was like nobody knew. Yeah.
Like, no way. And
Yeah.
so I was like, "Yeah." I said, "We're white, man." And he was like, they immediately got excited. It was like, "Oh my God, like, we got white boys who rap like this and they sound like this and they live this lifestyle." And, you know, well, one of us lived a lifestyle. Mike kind of, you know, just hung out and partied,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if he had to throw them big hands to throw, but, you know what I'm saying? Get about 30 seconds, Mike's like, ugh. His oxygen will form into a cheeseburger, brother, at that time. So, we're in there, and he tells us, he's like, "Man, we want to record you guys. We want to get these, you know, this album out, and we're gonna put you out. You guys are gonna be famous. And you're gonna do all this stuff." And, you know, they did record an album, and it kind of pissed me off a little bit, you know, when the album came out, because they didn't put my homeboy Chris Walton on there as a producer, which shout out Chris Walton got murdered in 2000 by a coward, but one of the best producers, beat makers
Yeah.
that I've ever worked with. one of the first guys it was his dad's house that we recorded our little demo at in 87, 88.
Okay.
And, but it just, he didn't get any credit, so it kind of pissed me off a little bit. And, so I was like, man, why didn't y'all put any credit on there? Why didn't we get any production rights? Because we were in that studio all the time. Kevin's teaching us how to mix and, lay our vocals, coaching us, like had to do these verses over and over and over and over and again, punching in on ADAPs. ADAPs, you had to be on time.
Yeah.
And Kevin is one of the dudes that doesn't like you to be Mr. Punchy.
Right.
He wants you to do it like this cat made us exercise.
Yeah.
So, fuck you, Dev. Thank you, but fuck you. It's not no exercise mood then. So yeah, we recorded the album. The album came out, and you literally could not go to any Sam Goodies, Turtles. Now these are all old school shit, guys. Way back in the day.
Was y'all in media plays too?
We were in media play.
Yeah.
The CD Warehouse had us after they took us off the shelf because someone bought Rude Awakening. Already on the name, it was like a rock group.
Yeah.
Had a few albums out or whatever. Fuck you guys too. But so they ended up having to take the album off. Then they wanted to do another Rude Awakening album, and me and Mike were really not on speaking terms because during the video shoot of Fallen, dude takes off to Florida. Yeah. We done got these clothes and
videos were not as easy to do then as they are now.
Man, multiple days and hours of editing, and he just takes off, and stole some CDs and some tapes, and Big Mike, you did it. I've still got people like, oh man, I got these CDs. Where'd you get them from, Big Mike? I'm like, well, damn. So Mike might have got paid a little bit of money. But we signed away all of our publishing, man. It was kind of fucked up. We had Ruthless looking at us super hard. Actually came down, talked to us, met with us, but like they wanted us to keep it a secret from Street Flame. And I was like, man, we really can't. We're in a contract, and they're like, well, don't worry about that. And right after that, Easy got sick.
Yeah.
Collapsing, ended up hearing that on the news. He's in the hospital. Next thing you know, he passed away.
Yeah.
But I can't say, and I didn't use it again, but Easy used my inhaler while he was here. He had asthma, always had anytime we met him, man, it was a chronic cough. And he used my inhaler. He used to talk about calling his prescription. I was like, man, do you use some albuterol? He was like, yeah. I was like, man, I got one. Gave it to dude. He puffed on it about 3 times and gave it back to me. And, I really honestly didn't use it. But then we found out, what he was sick with. And then he ended up passing away. And the label shut down and everybody forgot about us. And so that's when a couple of years had gone by. Sonny actually let us out of our contract.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not gonna be the bad guy in this. I understand what happened. Let you out of your contract because they had us for 7 years. And then they got exposed in the paper about being in the witness protection program. But we was the first token white boys to get out there and do it, and it was not cool to be white and rap. It was not cool, man. On either side, we got some love, we got most hate. Like one of our first shows, a fan got pissed off because we were white, threw a bottle of piss on stage, and at the time, our manager Pete Jesse Bessler, rest in peace. He got pissed and kicked the fucking bottle back out in the crowd. Piss went everywhere. And he was like, yeah, y'all motherfuckers do that again. He's like, I'll come in and spray this whole motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he would do it.
Y'all had to fight for that kind of.
Yeah.
respect back then because y'all were the, especially around here.
Oh, yeah, it was fuck you, cracker. Fuck you, white boy. You know, wanna be, wigger. We got all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Quit doing our fucking music. Get off the fucking stage.
Yeah.
You know, this dude got up and tried to take my mic. And I ended up firing on him. And just thank God, a few guys that I went to Carter Lawrence with and Wright and Apollo were out there in the crowd. And they came up on stage, and it was DeAndre Childs, Michael Jones. And they were like, hey, man, these motherfucking homeboys, you let them do their fucking music. But that was home. It wasn't on the road. Like, you know, we'd come out, man, van be fucking spray painted, fuck you white boys. Yeah. You know, like have our tires cut, and we'd be 7-8 blocks from the fucking hotel, and we're like, damn, dude, like, really don't want to walk all that way, you know what I'm saying? But really don't want to walk all that way here.
Right.
And, but it, you know, and we, like I said, we got it from both sides now, you know, the white people calling us, you know, the wannabes, the wigger shit, you know, and police in our neighborhood, you know, would fuck with us. Yeah. And, you know, it just...
Because it just wasn't a thing back then.
No.
I mean, it was just, it wasn't...
Man, Vanilla, you fucked us.
Yeah.
You fucked us, Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
You fucked us, man.
Yeah.
You know, if you would have been a little more real with your shit.